Hi, everyone. So today we are going to be talking about the power hour that you would do as a coach. So essentially what it is a hour throughout your day. It could be one complete hour, a block of time, or it can be broken up throughout the day. So the reason we call it a power hour is because you could really run a successful business by working 1 hour a day. The key to this is that it is an extremely focused hour. We're not Facebook scrolling or Instagram scrolling or whatever it is. You have to focus in, you have to be like laser focused, get your to-do list and get it done. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys a couple things, and I will be including this in the email on how to do this exactly. Okay, so for now, you've already been, whatchamacallit, I already talked to you guys about your 3 vital behaviors. So we know that part of it, one of them is on inviting, on being a product of the product, and on, oh my gosh, I had a total brain fart. Personal development. Goodness gracious. Okay. So in any case, there are going to be two different ways, two different things that I'm going to show you. So one of them is if you like legitimately have an hour. Now this power hour includes your workout, includes your 30-minute, 22-minute, 40-minute, whatever workout it is. Okay. But the key to this is that if you're going to do that, to then do your personal development while you're working out. So you can be listening to a book, you can be listening to a national wake-up call, you can be listening to a training, you can do any of those things. Me personally, I can't do that. I need to work out with music because I'm either listening to the training and not paying attention to my workout, or focus on my workout and not listening to the training. So for me, what I have found is what this says down here, while you're driving. So while I'm driving, I'll plug my phone in, I'll pull my Audible app, I'll listen to an audio book, I'll listen to the wake-up call. I don't do that every day, but that's an option. It's a really good way to find those hidden minutes throughout your day. So your other 10 minutes would be spent on posting your workout, your Shakeology, and your challenge group, liking and commenting on your challengers' posts, and posting to Instagram, Facebook, and social media. So one of the things that you can use is there's two scheduling apps that you can use. One is Buffer, Buffer. The other one is Hootsuite, Hootsuite. And both of these allow you to schedule your posts to Facebook. So I prefer Buffer. I pay $10 a month, but it allows me to have an account for my personal page, my fitness page, and all of any groups that I'm doing. So if I'm doing a coach group, if I'm doing a challenge group, and I'm doing a free clean eating group, I could schedule my posts to all of them, and then I don't have to worry about that on the day of. So typically what I would do is sit down on a Sunday or Saturday or whatever, and just plug in all of my posts into the scheduler, and then I don't have to worry about it. So when I do a challenge group, I will find a template that I want to use. I will maybe change some wording around, and I will sit on a weekend day and I will do all of my scheduled posts into my challenge group for the entire 21 days, 30 days, 14 days, 7 days, whatever it is. That way I don't have to worry about that. However, I still do live posts. So if I want to do a sweaty selfie, a selfie with my Shakeology, a picture of my food, I will still do those things. I'll just post those live. But like my tips for people, my check-ins, that kind of stuff, I will schedule ahead of time, and it is a humongous time saver. Those $10 a month to me are worth it. As of right now, you cannot use Buffer for Instagram, but you can use Hootsuite for Instagram and for Facebook. I prefer to post live to Instagram, so you just have to kind of, find what works for you. So that's an option. That's a huge time saver. The other 10 minutes are going to be on expanding your network. friending 3 new people. So when you log into Facebook, you will see like friend suggestions. You can definitely go through those. However, be really careful about who the mutual friend is. If the mutual friend is a Beachbody coach, don't friend that person, because you could in essence be like poaching customers from somebody else, and we're all about integrity. We're not trying to do that. Okay. So stay away from that. So for me personally, I had a lot of people from high school and middle school and whatever and college that I hadn't friend requested because variety of reasons. And so when I became a coach, I jumped from like 140 to like 400 friends like that, because I just went through and friend requested all of these people that I knew at one time or another, people that I had a crap ton of mutual friends with. So that's what I did. That's what you need to do. You need to open your network to as many people as possible. So a good goal would be 3 new people. I would highly recommend that if you use Instagram to set a goal for yourself to start out with, at least 5 people on Instagram. People on Insta are a little flaky. Search the hashtags, search whatever you need to search. But on Instagram, I would definitely try and add at least 5 new people a day. Facebook, you want to be careful. You don't want to send out too many at one time, because they will block your account because they think it's a robot or a spam account or whatever, and you will go into Facebook jail, and essentially your account is suspended and you can't friend anybody. So be careful with that. And then the last 10 minutes, you'll want to respond to messages in your inbox, whether that's your Facebook Messenger or that's your Instagram Messenger or your email or your text message or whatever. Okay, so this breakdown is like legitimately if you only have an hour. There might be days where you can follow this general schedule. There might be other days when it can be a little loose. I know for me, when I started out, I would take 15 minutes of my lunch break, and that's when I would friend people. Then when I would get home, I would do like the challenge group check-ins and that kind of thing. And when I was in the car, I did my personal development. So you don't have to be able to sit down for a solid hour. But whatever it is that you decide to do, just make sure you keep it laser focused. Say, I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. Set a timer on your phone, block everything else out, put headphones on, do whatever you need to do so that you can get that solid work in. Because if you don't, what will happen is you'll find yourself 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and then you're spending your entire life on your cell phone or on your computer, and you start to inadvertently neglect your family, your friends, your job, whatever it is. And we definitely don't want to do that. And I was guilty of this in the beginning, because I was like all in and gung-ho. I mean, and I was, working an hour a day, but when I really looked at it, I mean, I was working all day long and different things were suffering. So you definitely want to stay away from that. Make sure that you keep yourself focused and you'll do great. So the next breakdown that I want to show you, if I can get this thing out of the way, is a different version of this. Is 10 to 15 minutes on personal development. Again, that could be in the car. That can be, you can read a book. If you like to read, there's some great book suggestions. You Are a Badass, Failing Forward, The Compound Effect, Eat That Frog. Those are all great books that you can read. If you have any questions, you can ask it on one of the team pages, and you will get a crap ton of suggestions. Number 2 is checking your Coach Online office, which I already showed you how to do. You're going to want to check your volume, your Success Club points, your customer orders, and then your drill down of your coaches. Is anybody going to be inactive? Is there anybody you need to reach out to? Did you get any new leads from Success Club? Those kinds of things. You'll want to check that. It doesn't take but 5-10 minutes. The rest of your time is going to be on social media. Okay, adding 2 to 5 new friends on every social media platform you use. Check into your groups. Okay, this is also a fun thing to do during the day as well, and just kind of check in and give that encouragement. And if you're posting a daily accountability, like tell me what you had for snack today, you have to do that too. You're not just putting it out there for your challengers to do. You want to do that as well. So that's what you would do. And then comment and like your challengers posts. Do daily deposits. I don't know what that is because I took this off of online. So we're just going to go ahead and skip that. Respond to and send your Facebook messages. So that's that part of the vital behaviors. They invite. I would highly recommend a good starting point is inviting 3 people to your challenge group, whichever one that may be. It could be free, it could be paid, whatever. And inviting 2 people to the coaching opportunity. Okay, that's a really good starting point. 2 to 3 a day, every single day. You have to do this every single day. This is a numbers game, and so the more people you invite, the better chance you have of, people biting. You can't just put an ad out and say, hey, I'm having a challenge group, come and join me, comment below, and then hope to God that people show up. It doesn't work that way for a few reasons. Some people don't feel comfortable just posting it out there because let's say you put something out about a challenge group, the 21-day fix and Shakeology and 30-minute workouts and blah, blah, blah. So everybody knows that it's going to be fitness related. So some people might be a little self-conscious about saying, hey, yeah, I want in, because it might come off to others, especially if you have a lot of mutual friends that like this person doesn't have their health and fitness together kind of thing. And so they might feel a little self-conscious about that. So not only do you just put that out there for those people that do want in, but also invite and kind of tell them, hey, I'm starting this group and I think that you would love it. What do you think? And then saying, yeah, sure, give me more information. You give them all the information. You don't mention the price right away. Just let them think on it, see if they're interested, and then give them the price. If there's a price objection, then we can go from there. And if there isn't, great. Okay. Then you're going to want to make sure you're posting 2 to 5 times per day. Now, obviously, if you're doing this in a coach power hour, you're not going to post 5 things immediately, one after the other. Okay. I told you earlier about Buffer. You can schedule your posts for your personal page on Buffer as well. When I first started, the first 2 months or so, I would sit down with a notepad and I would write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I would write down what I was going to post about. If it was a Shakeology selfie, if it was a motivational quote, if it was something funny, if it was a picture of my food, whatever it was, so that I knew and I could see it a week at a time. Okay, I'm not posting 5 pictures of Shakeology. I'm not posting 7 sweaty selfies. I'm not, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to just flood people's newsfeed with Shakeology. Okay, if you do it twice a week, that's a good amount. And if you're putting like 2 different recipes, that's a great way to do it. Some of the things you won't be able to schedule. So, for example, if I said I scheduled three posts, so a morning, a midday, and an afternoon, and I would say, okay, my afternoon post for Tuesday was going to be a sweaty selfie. Well, first of all, I can't schedule a sweaty selfie because I haven't worked out yet to have the sweaty selfie to post or to schedule. So what I would do then is set an alarm on my phone that like I knew that at 6 o'clock my workout I was going to be in the middle of it or I was going to be about done. And so then the reminder would say sweaty selfie and post. So when it came up on my phone, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm supposed to post that today. Take my sweaty selfie, post it on Facebook. Done. Takes me 2 minutes. Okay. So, but then I would schedule certain things. So I knew if I was going to find a motivational quote, I could find it, I could create it, whatever, and schedule it. So it kind of took the burden off of me of having to feel like I was always on my phone posting or whatever. And that goes back into like checking into groups is interacting with people on your post. So if you post a picture of you and your kids or you and your dog or whatever, and people are like, oh my gosh, so cute. Look how cute that baby is and blah, blah, blah. Like it, like their comment, reply to it with their name. Like, so if it was Maria Gonzalez, you're going to write in Maria Gonzalez, like so that it tags them. And you're going to say, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? So you kind of start this conversation with people on your post. You want to interact with them, because with Facebook algorithms, if you will, if these people are not interacting with your post and you're not interacting with theirs, their stuff won't come up on your feed and vice versa. So if you're not liking and commenting on their stuff, your stuff will not show up on their feed, and you want your stuff to show up on their feed. Okay. And then you can also create images and copy to advertise upcoming groups. So there's a few apps you should know about. One of them is Rhonna, Rhonna, and it is a fantastic app that I use on my phone to create ads and images, pretty pictures, things like that, to post. It does cost $1.99. I can tell you that I use it for almost every single post that I ever make. It is worth the $2. It's probably one of the apps I've ever bought in my life, and it is worth it. So please go get it. The other one that you can use is Pick, Play, Post. You can upload videos on there and make collages, and like you can have like 4 boxes. 2 can be videos of you doing different workout moves, and 1 can be a sweaty selfie, and 1 can be a motivational pic. Okay, so you definitely need to get those. This one is actually a website. It's not an app. I use this on my laptop to make the cover photos for my challenge groups or different recognition posts or whatever it is. It's called PicMonkey. There is a free version that is pretty good. I went ahead and just bought the $30 for the entire year because you get different fonts, you get different overlays, just a bunch of different things that that to me was worth it. If it's not worth it to you, then by all means, you don't have to get it. But so that's how you kind of want to break down your power hour. But the biggest things that you want to make sure you're doing is that personal development. You want to make sure you're checking into in your online office, and you want to make sure that you are super active on your social media. This is how you're running your business, interacting with your followers, posting your things, getting on Instagram, adding people. The adding people is huge. I spend a good 10 minutes of my power hour every single day adding people to my Instagram. Every day. I have to. At this point in my business, I am at trying my best to add 10 people a day. If I run out of time or whatever and I only get 5 people, I try and do 15 the next day to kind of try and add it up. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but that's always my goal, is to do 10. The way that I do that is by searching different hashtags. You can look up mom life, you can look in fitness, you can look up sweat, whatever it is that you that your market is in, so like if you are a young college student, your market is probably not going to be moms necessarily. It could be, but I would imagine you'd have a hard time relating to mom and mom struggles, if you will, if you're 21 and about to graduate college, right? So you're going to want to find that market, and that market can change over time, because if you start out as that 21-year-old about to graduate college, and then all of a sudden, now you're engaged in getting married. So now you're having these newlywed, that's your market, bride to be, sweating for the wedding, that kind of thing. Then, a year later you have a kid. So now it's like a fit pregnancy. So that market can definitely change as time goes on. But the end goal is definitely to add as many people as possible. If you are not already on Instagram, I would really highly recommend that you start immediately, because your Facebook market will eventually run out. But you can meet all sorts of really awesome strangers on Instagram that you would never get on Facebook. Because I don't know about you, if people friend request me and I have no idea who they are and we have no mutual friends, I'm like, delete. So you don't want to be like that person that just gets deleted over and over and over. And not to mention, if you are that person that keeps getting delete request, Facebook will recognize it and they will still put you in jail, Facebook jail. if you will. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send you these slides as well. Let me stop the share. I'm gonna send you those slides as well along with the video. But at the end of the day, if you can give an hour of your day to grow this business, whether it's in 20-minute increments or you're gonna do 15 minutes while you're in the car loop waiting for your kids, or you're gonna do 10 minutes while you're at your lunch break, or if you have a really bad stomach ache and you're sitting on the john, you know, get on Instagram and add some people. You know, you do what you have to do. You have to find the hidden minutes. You have to find the time. I would really recommend to download some audiobooks and listen to them, or listen to trainings or whatever it is you need to do in the car. I know I have a 30-minute commute each way. So that is my hidden minute to get my personal development in, so I don't have to sit down and read a book with 2 dogs, a boyfriend, and a toddler. Well, I guess he's not a toddler, and a 5-year-old running around trying to get my attention on top of dinner and working out and blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for that. So that works really well for me. You have to find what works for you, but at the end of the day, your biggest things are adding new people. You're writing this down? Adding new people, growing your network, inviting people to your challenge groups and the coaching opportunity, and working out, being a product of the product, posting about it. And so people know, like, you're not going to send them an invite and say, hey, I have this great product, Shakeology. Then they're like, oh, really? I didn't even know. I had no idea, because you've never posted about it ever. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. And it's scary, but you can do it. That's why you signed up for this. You can't help people if you're not willing to put yourself out there too. Okay. All right, so that's kind of the breakdown of your power hour. If you go onto Google and you type in power hour for Beachbody coaches, there is 100 million of those cute little graphics that break it down for you in different ways, different things that people have found, 20-minute increments, whatever, doesn't matter. As long as it's an hour and you're covering those major bases, they're all almost exactly the same. Okay, so let's get it going, guys.